Hello and welcome. We're back in the cemetery full of bunnies. You might see some of them going here. I think you can see a little one here. Yeah, we're back. Today is sunny. Today is great. And oh, my nose is running. Oh, there's a jazz festival happening in here, which is amazing, out of all places. And my phone is sat in a bush full of stinging nettles. I used to call them stinging nipples the first time I learned the word, because it's funny and theoretically it could sting your nipples. For a more panoramic view, there's like purple flowers in there, and then yeah, just this really cool tree right above me. But oh yeah, and the drink we're having, bubble tea from Haiti. This is my go-to. It has been, oh look, oh no, it's not a bunny, it's a bird. In the same outfit again. I swear to God, I promise I don't dress the same every day, but this coat eats. Yeah, anyway, today's drink, bubble tea from Haiti. So please, if you have Haiti in your area, please go and try my combo, which is, you can see over here, but it's brown sugar bubble milk tea, no ice, no sugar, until you try it. Let's try it with a bird. Okay, so very cheerful and bright day, but we have a serious topic to discuss, because 2 days ago it really wasn't very cheerful, it really wasn't very bright, for no reason. It just hit me like a rock, and I just felt disappointed. I felt disappointed and low energy and sad, and just feeling like I'm behind and that I'm lacking and that everything is awful. And I don't know how, but it's as if my dad sensed my vibe and sensed that I was down, because he called me and he was upset as well, but he gave me this speech. And yeah, I would just like to share it with other people who might feel in a similar position, who might feel disappointed about themselves, just feeling like they lack direction, like they lack purpose, like there's not much going for them. This is for you. Okay, so let's set the whole scene as to why I was feeling sad and why I was feeling purposeless. A little bit of detail is the fact that I've put in so much time to work throughout uni. I've done everything right according to what everyone says. I've gone to uni, I worked hard in uni, I got best grades, I worked freelance besides my course. I've done essentially everything that I could have done. And I'm still not satisfied, for the reason that everyone thinks that if you do all these things and you stick to a plan and you have a routine and you're disciplined, you're gonna get something out of it, right? Oh my God. Yeah, everyone says that you're gonna get something out of it. And then you don't. And then you feel like you don't make much progress. You feel like what you can theoretically access is not what you would deserve. You feel like you would deserve more for the effort that you put in, and that all the opportunities that you actually want are just not available for you. You just don't seem to fit in anywhere. And especially with the job market nowadays, trying to look for work and everything, is you're very hardworking and you put in lots of time, but then as you graduate, you're on the same level with everybody else who also graduated, which doesn't feel fair. Doesn't feel fair, because there's people who just wanted the university experience. There's people that just attended uni for the sake of attending, or not even attending. There's people that just had a uni certificate, uni graduation diploma, just on a theoretical level, because on a practical level they haven't really done much. They haven't really worked hard. They haven't really invested any energy into getting that. They just went with the waves and somehow passed. We all know those people that you've never seen ever in class or at uni, but somehow you find out that they graduated the same course as you, and you're like, where were they this entire time? So it's this kind of thing. Yeah, and what my dad was telling me was, it's normal to feel disappointed because you invest so much of your time, you dedicated so much of your life to working and expecting that you're gonna get something out of it, because you work and you manage to love the process of striving for something, because it's about the journey, not the destination, that kind of thing. But obviously you still expect some sort of reward in the end, and it's disappointing when you see that it didn't really visibly push you any further than if you were to not work at all. Obviously you wouldn't have how to know where would you have been if you didn't put in any work, but yeah, it doesn't really seem to show anywhere that you work hard. You just seem in point zero still. You don't feel any more a level above or anything of the sort, which is disappointing. It is disappointing, and that is was the same at least. And he understands the situation I was in, because he went to university after the fall of communism. So no matter how smart or how good you were, people didn't have money. People didn't really have opportunities to strive for more. No matter how skilled you are, oh, there's a lens flare. No matter how skilled you were, you would still not really have as much opportunity as just an average person abroad. But that's a whole different conversation of the importance of the place you're born in and how it influences the way your whole life unfolds. But yeah, it's disappointing, and Dad said that's a problem that will always follow you as an overachiever, and as somebody who wishes to make something out of their life, you're always gonna be disappointed, for the simple fact that you have sacrificed stuff to be in your current point. And people who have just gone with the waves, again, the example of people who didn't attend the courses, who didn't really put in much work, they're gonna be satisfied. And you are always wondering, like, how are so many people so happy? And why am I so miserable all the time? What kind of secret do they have? The secret is that if you don't invest anything into any direction, into any goal, regardless of the outcome, you're gonna be happy, because you don't put in anything, so you have nothing to lose back. So most people just go on with daily life, and just as long as they have something for today, as long as they sleep well today and they eat well today, and as long as they have a roof over their head, they're happy, they're satisfied. That's the baseline, that's the starting point. But as you start working more, you expect different results. You work more for the goal that you're gonna live better and that you're gonna have a chance at more. And then when you don't get it, you just feel like you wasted years of your life pouring into a vase that seems to have been broken the entire time, and it just seems like it didn't accumulate any water over time. And yeah, it is sad. And going back to the financial aspect, it is sad to feel so limited about the possibilities of your life finance wise. And I'm not saying luxury stuff, I'm not saying living a lavish lifestyle. I'm not saying buying cars, or I'm not talking about material stuff. I'm saying in the sense of a self-development aspect. In what concerns self-development, you can be the best student. You can do your best and be in perfect shape mentally, physically, and then just because you lack the finances, you might never get to compete with anybody ever. You might never stand out. It's very difficult to see progress. And I just feel constantly like I'm stagnating, like I fell off track. I kind of have a job, but not a job that I would want. I am in the UK, but not really where I would want. And I am moving professionally, but not as fast or in the direction that I would need, that I would have in mind. So yeah, there is some level of achievement, but not the achievement that I aim for, so it feels like it doesn't really count, even though obviously it does. A common response that I seem to encounter when it comes to young people being disappointed and hopeless and generally lost is the fact that, oh, you have all the time in the world, oh, you're still young, you still have your entire life ahead of you, you should want, there is time for you, there is time, and you should be patient and everything. And yeah, we should be patient, and yeah, it is a problem because of that damn phone, that we want everything to happen so quickly and we cannot wait and we always need to be preoccupied with something. Yeah, it is that damn phone that wants us everything to just run. But beyond that, it's just, yeah, you can be young and feel like you're running out of time, and that's what I'm saying. And not in the sense of I'm gonna die tomorrow, because obviously chances are low but never zero. There is a sense of running out of time in terms of you put effort to achieve something, not even quicker, to just see some progress, and then you don't see any, or according to your standard you're way lower that you would want to be. It just seems like the effort that you put and the reward that you're getting to it are mismatched. There's the amount of effort and that's what you get, and then everybody else, because of the damn phone, seems like they're like this and you are like that. But it's really not true, and I think that it's a bit evil from me to say, but it's true, and it kind of opened up my eyes, was that if you are actually to chase and compare yourself to people in your daily life, not the overachievers and the successful people from social media, just normal people like your classmates, people you interact with, you realize that you're actually not doing as bad as you thought. Yes, you're not living up to your standard, but objectively, compared to most people, you're probably still doing a lot better than those people who didn't work hard and put in much effort. And yeah, I had this situation a couple days ago. I was really kind of envious of this classmate of mine who instantly secured an internship after graduation, and who was working on set and was posting a lot from working backstage, and just generally seemed very busy from social media. And I was like, damn, I didn't have that luck. I worked hard and I didn't catch any of that, but he is social and he got it. So I was envious because of that. I said, wow, he got everything laid out in front of him and I'm still over here struggling. But we talked a couple days ago, and it turns out it's just an illusion. He literally just destroyed all my illusions that I had about him. He just said, I'm actually unemployed and everybody is struggling. All the classmates are struggling to find job and it is rough out there, and I was like, oh, but you're posting so much work and you seem to do so much stuff. And it's like, oh, that's just dailies, that's just freelance stuff, but yeah, nothing concrete and nothing fixed and no contract or full-time position. So I was like, oh, and I'm over here complaining I have a job. It is a freelance job, but I have a contract and I have a monthly income. And I was over here being disappointed. I was like, other people are doing better than me. But all this time it seems like I was actually doing much better. And this, again, this is awful to be like, oh, I'm glad you guys are doing worse than me. Wow, this really feeds my ego. But it's good to like remind yourself that you're not doing as bad as you think. So my advice is, instead of just staying in the library and staying in your room at home and then just beating yourself, whipping yourself over the fact that you're not there yet, you need to grind, you need to work more, you need to study more, you need to find more job and network more and do more connections and go attend these events and go do that. Just go and touch some grass, quite literally. Go and touch some grass and talk to some real people, and you realize you're actually not doing as bad as you would think. You have this idealized idea of yourself in your head that you're not living up to yet. You're not just there yet, but if you are to interact with most people, you'll find out that everybody is struggling just as much, if not more, than you are. So yeah, it is normal to feel disappointed, but you should remind yourself that you need to be a bit more patient and that everything unfolds at its own pace, not at the pace that you would want, not at the pace that you decide. And stop, honestly, I've stopped watching this crap online of how to make money quickly, how to become a millionaire at 25, how to buy a house, how to... It's actually an online plague of content like this that just says super great achievements, presents really great achievements that people don't achieve in their entire lives, and then they always add this thing of, I've done this so early. I literally just turned 18 and I'm a millionaire because I invested into these stocks and I've done this and I had side hustle, and when I was 15 I started my own business and now look at me go at 20. Stop watching that. Literally, if you see content like that and you're already stressed, because obviously the algorithm is gonna try to feed into your fear that you're not there yet and just make you overall anxious and paralyzed, that you're a loser despite how much you worked, yeah, just ignore it. Just choose that you're not, just press not interested on those videos and hide them away, because life has to happen at its own pace, and you never know the backstory. Everybody is flaunting and everybody is embellishing and saying, wow, what a great life I have, but you don't see the behind the scenes of what actually happened. You don't know how they actually acquired all those things. You don't get the background info. You just get the flaunt, and that's it. You're only left with the flaunt, and what happens afterwards, you just feel shit. Oh yeah, to wrap it up, this whole discussion, let life unfold at its own pace and accept the fact that you're gonna be disappointed into anything that you put work into, because obviously you set certain expectations of what the result is gonna be, and surprise surprise, life will never be the way you expect. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna be bad. It doesn't mean that it's the worst possible situation for you. And obviously it doesn't mean that you have absolutely no control over it. As long as you keep working and you keep pushing, that's your work done. That's essentially everything that you could have possibly done. Everything that you can control is just the amount of effort you put. How it unfolds, no longer really in your hands. So you shouldn't beat yourself up over it, and be patient that, yeah, maybe it doesn't show up today, maybe it won't show up tomorrow, maybe it won't show up in the next 5 years, but at some point it will eventually amount to something. And that's something that Dad always keeps reminding me, that yes, you won't see this type of progress very quickly, and especially when it's intellectual, when it's mental, psychological, you won't see a transfer into the physical world. You won't have tangible results from the get-go. You won't be able to produce something instantly that's just like, oh yeah, this is proof of my intelligence, this is proof of my mental abilities. No. But it won't show today, but it might show in 10 years, in 20 years. So in order to be able to see those results, take care of yourself. Be gentler. Stop pushing yourself so much. Stop exhausting and burning yourself out. You're gonna get a stroke at 27. Literally, there's people who die of stroke age 20 in their 20s. No, for real. There's people dying in their 20s of stroke out of exhaustion and just being massively overworked. So stop with the whole crap of, I'm gonna get retired at 35. I need to make my million before 30. You're gonna get buried by 30 if you don't calm down and let life unfold at its own pace. Work hard, but don't work yourself into a grave. Very suitable. We're in a cemetery, so yeah, don't work yourself until you're gonna be somewhere behind me. Yeah, anyway. Snack of the day is this one. If you wanna try this, in Romania this is sold in Lidl, but if you're not in Romania, I would say go try an Eastern European shop, like a Polish shop. Yeah, that kind of thing. An Eastern European shop should have those. They're very, very cheap and they're absolutely delicious. And you know how the previous video, you won't know because you probably didn't watch the previous video. But yeah, in the previous video I was complaining that all sweets are sold in such big packs, and the fact that it pisses me off because I just want a tiny sweet treat. I don't want a pack of 20 donuts to chug out. I just want a little bit sweet snack, and then we go on with your day. And this is how it looks like. Nice presentation. Waffle, chocolate. But yeah, thank you. Take care of yourself. Take yourself on a nature walk. Listen to some bird song. And yeah, I'll see you next Sunday. Hopefully in the same place. If it doesn't rain. Or if it does, even better. Who knows? We'll take what we got. Anyway, see ya. Bye.